Way back in 2007, we were introduced to the trailer for a movie that didn't even give its title out and would go on to become one of the most secretive movies in Hollywood history, redefining viral marketing. And that movie was Cloverfield.
Today on the show.
Good morning, Scallywags.
Welcome back. Happy Tuesday, guys.
Yes, absolutely, and I am excited for today's episode.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Oh, yes. Everybody that knows D knows that he is like super uber Godzilla guy.
I love it. I love it.
I am to Cloverfield what he is to Godzilla. And not just one of them, but all three so far. Fourth one coming out later this year. I am a huge, huge fan of Cloverfield. Now, one of the main reasons why I love Cloverfield so much is that they have absolutely redefined viral marketing. I love viral marketing.
Yeah, it's great.
Love it, absolutely love it. But even more specific than viral marketing alone, they've also done what's called an ARG.
Yeah, augmented
reality game, yes. And this is basically things that kind of lead you into what's happening in the movie, but in actual real life. That happens in real time even.
Yes, love that way to
yeah, absolutely. So we're going to talk about that today, and specifically the first Cloverfield, because if we were to go into all three of them, this would be like a 6-hour episode, because
heavens forbid we don't need another.
Oh, it gets absolutely insane, especially once you get to 10 Cloverfield Lane. I mean, and what's crazy is it only went on for about a month-ish, 2 maybe, and it led all the way up until the exact moment that the movie begins.
Well, we didn't even have any viral marketing for this last one.
Well, we did actually. We had not as much, not near as much. In fact, it only ran for about a week or two, but very limited. But there's also there's a lot of speculation that the ARG for Cloverfield Paradox may not be over yet. And we do also have what's currently called Overlord, which is part 4, that will be coming out in October of this year. So it may actually tie into that. So if you haven't seen Cloverfield, not necessarily spoilers here, because most of it, like I said,
but still, you've kind of been warned.
Yeah, so yeah, there's your warning. So now, I'm going to be flying through this as fast as possible, and I'm only going to be hitting some of the bigger points that led up to the first movie, and that's simply because
if we did all this, we would just be forever.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay. We begin with a couple of websites that pop up. Now, when the trailer first came out for the movie, it did not even give the title of the film. It came out as just simply 1/1808, so January 18th, 2008, which kind of led people to find a website, 11808.com. And this is where things really kind of started off. This led you to websites for a fictional company that is called Tagruato.
Isn't that in all of J.J. Abrams?
Yeah. Well, Tagruato, not, well, in some ways. Basically, the logo for it has appeared in Star Trek. Slusho is the big one that makes it into everything that J.J. Abrams does, which is a subsidiary of Tagruato. There's also Bold Fortuna, and I forget the name of the other one. I've got it here somewhere. There it is. So Tagruato is the parent company to Slusho, Yoshida Medical Research, Parafun, which is wax distributors, and then Bold Fortuna, which goes into more things like satellites and government contracts, things like that. Now, all of these companies have their own websites. They have their own information. You can contact them, all sorts of things. So at that time, the two biggest ones that we're going to be focusing on is for this movie in particular is going to be Tagruato itself and Slusho. Okay, are we up? Are we good so far?
I'm caught up. I think. Now, I might need to take notes.
This is going to be very sporadic, guys. So if you're familiar with the ARG for this, then I know I'm going to be leaving stuff out, and I'm going to be bouncing all over the place. So just try to keep up. Okay. In fact, I'm just going to read straight from this website here because that's probably going to be the best way to get the information across. So, puzzle websites containing Lovecraftian elements such as Ethan Haas was right were originally reported to be connected to the film. On July 9th of 2007, producer J.J. Abrams stated that while a number of websites were being developed to market the film, the only official site that had been found at the time was the 11808.com. At the site, a collection of time-coded photos were provided to visitors to piece together a series of events to interpret their meanings. The pictures can also be flipped over. I mean, they went into, it's mostly like pictures from the party at the beginning of the movie. There's also things like, a whale that's been beached and kind of torn apart. They went as far as to actually set up MySpace accounts for all of the major characters in the film. You're seeing some of these pictures popping up here as I'm talking here. And then eventually they also started CloverfieldMovie.com. That was also created later on. So, This was the actual site where the trailer was shown, and this is on the Cloverfield movie site. It also gives you the number 33287, and you can actually text Cloverfield on your phone to get a ringtone of the monster's roar and a wallpaper of the decimated Manhattan. Eventually, that site would go on to be turned into just a Paramount site. It was used for like Indiana Jones and Iron Man and a few other things. So now we move over to Slusho. Now, in the movie, Slusho is actually the company that Rob... Okay, you remember the beginning of the movie, Rob's going away party. He's got this new big job. He's going to be moving to Japan. They never really mention it directly in the film, but he's actually going to be the new VP for Slusho. So he's moving to Japan for that. And, feel free to jump in here anytime, Dee. You want to talk about it, so...
Cloverfield's an amazing thing. It's great.
Anyway, so Slusho, the drink itself has appeared, in a number of Abrams films. Basically, it's like, icy, slushy, that type of thing. So, Slusho is made from something that's called Seabed Nectar. Now, what exactly that is, we don't know, but the slogan for it is that it will make your stomach burst with joy. Remember anybody that happened to burst from the stomach area in Cloverfield? Ooh, just saying. What does this all mean? No idea. But it's all things that are tied to the actual finding and the rising of the monster Clover itself. Now, Tiger Otto had an offshore oil rig called the Chuai Station. And here you can see this there. Then they started releasing, news stories where the Chuai Station had been destroyed. Now, it was blown up, and then actually the whole thing just fell apart and sank into the ocean. It was believed at the time that a fictional... sorry, there's stuff on the floor over here, and I wasn't sure what I was stepping on. That a fictional terrorist organization called Tidal Wave was responsible. Tidal Wave eventually would come back and say that they were not responsible for this, but that there is no oil in that area of the ocean. So what are they drilling for? Conspiracies, man, conspiracies. But what is believed here, and this is all brought up by the ARG, is that they actually found something down at the bottom of the ocean. That something being Clover. There's some pictures there for you. And it was their drilling that kind of woke them up and kind of pissed them off a little bit. Well, Bold Fortuna also reported about a satellite crashing. At the end of Cloverfield, you actually see a little dot that kind of falls out of the sky there, and it's believed that is the Chimp 3 satellite that crashed into the ocean, and that crash is what officially woke him up. Well, then he destroys the Chuai Station, blah, 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 gets into New York. Now, these are all things that are just primarily there. I mean, obviously, it doesn't affect the movie in any way, shape, or form, as you can see. But it does give it a bit of background, a bit of an in-depth story. You get to learn about certain people whose lives were affected by this thing. Now, this leads us into another website, which is, what is it? JesseandTeddy.com. I believe that's the name of it, if I remember correctly. I could be completely wrong. But this was a couple, okay? A couple that actually both appear in the movie. Believe it or not. Jesse is doing these kind of personal blogs and talking about... At first, she's actually sending messages to Jesse, who originally is believed to actually be on the Chuai Station, or at least involved with it in some capacity. So she's sending, cute little messages. She's doing strip teases. She's telling jokes. She's doing all sorts of fun stuff. Well, then all of a sudden, the mood kind of changes, where Teddy's missing. Where's Teddy? And at first, she's very angry. She says she's going to leave him. She gets a letter from him that actually tells her to, not look for him and things like that. She also receives another letter that says to just leave the whole thing alone. Now, Jessie would actually be the girl that was sleeping on the couch at the beginning of Cloverfield at the party. Teddy would actually appear on the Brooklyn Bridge later on in the movie. So these are things, again, they tie into the movie. You're just finding out these people's story. So, oh man, from there, I'm trying to remember everything as I go, and I'm just kind of picking and choosing. I really don't have any kind of specific outline for this. Now, the excitement really ramps up once you actually get to 10 Cloverfield Lane, but just for simple time constraints, we're not going to get into that today. But, so, I mean, what does all this mean? It's just little things that are out there, that little information that you have the opportunity to find that other people may not have access to. I mean, it's there for anybody that wants to go looking for it. You just have to go looking for it in order to find it. And it just makes the movie more exciting and more interesting, especially seeing as how we knew nothing about the movie. We didn't even know its name of the movie until about, I don't know, it was maybe about a month or so before it came out. So it just, building intrigue and excitement, and that's exactly what viral marketing is. Now, there's so much more to this that I could go into, but simply not going to for time constraints. But definitely what you should do, go and look it up. Just simply run a Google search for Cloverfield ARG. You'll find all things for 10 Cloverfield Lane and Cloverfield Paradox as well. But it's all there. It's all very super interesting. We'll do a 10 Cloverfield Lane episode, I don't know, maybe next week or the week after or something like that. But just something to look into, something that's really cool and something that I'm very passionate about. And I apologize, there's so much information here that I haven't gotten to the exciting stuff yet. And I realize that, and I apologize for that, but we're getting there, so stick with me. But that's going to wrap it up for today, so make sure you check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. While you're on Facebook, there's the address right there. Make sure you send us a message letting us know. I don't have it on. I thought I had it on. But no, you can get yourself a The Show t-shirt. And they're $20 for the short sleeve, $22 for the long sleeve, or you can get one of these fancy hoodies. And that's, there's all the stuff right there, Those are going to be going for $25. So, yeah, send us a message with what color and what size you would like. We will get that ball rolling for you to get that order in. So, definitely hit us up while you're here on YouTube. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And why have you not been saying anything this whole... D?
Hi, I'm Vladimir Korzinski from Blastoyka. And here's your Russian clip of the day.
Железный шлем, деревянный костыль. Король с войны возвращался домой. Солдаты били глоток.
Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and if you liked what you see, go ahead and click on our faces to go ahead and subscribe to get all of our Monday through Friday stuff.
Indeed, and here's a couple of links down below that you can follow to watch more shows like it. Tons of great content right here at Scallywag Productions. We'll see you tomorrow.